All right.
Big on you.
Okay, so now here we go. So at the moment, all I've got on is DD cream and a little bit of eyeliner and mascara and my lipstick, because I didn't want to look too drastic. So we're going to demonstrate this kit here, and then we're going to finish off with one of our new foundations. Okay. Oh, thanks, Diane. I've got your address there. All right, so on the back of this beautiful little kit here, they've actually got a really good demonstration of where to put it. So you can't go wrong with it. So if in doubt, you just subtly turn it over and have a little look. But we do have information on it. We do have slides on it, on what the different colours do. So basically, the peach, which is the first colour on here, neutralises blue and purple. So pretty much that's under the eyes. We've mostly got those blue and purple in the veins under there. The green neutralises redness, so that's blemishes, usually broken capillaries, which is around here, rosacea, which tends to be more on the nose area, pimples, sunburn, and this replaces what we used to have. We used to have what we call a green corrector. It was like our other mineral concealers. The light, medium, and dark concealers, so the three here, so just light, medium, and dark, those are what you use to mix to get the correct colour for any actual colour that you wanted to correct, like any pigmentation. So you can mix any three of those colours to get exact colour for your skin. But you can also use them separately, so you can use the light as a highlighter up here, or maybe down the centre of your nose or here, and you can use the dark colour to do the contouring with, and then the medium colour is pretty much just for concealing with. So it's a very multi-purpose compact here, and the colours are very creamy and very easy to use. Okay, so, and it's got a great little brush in here. So I'm going to start by using the peach, which goes underneath my eye. Now, if you are demonstrating it in a workshop situation, then you would need to use a spatula. Take a little bit of that on the spatula for people, and then they would have to go from the spatula to their face. Obviously, we don't want them dipping their fingers into it. This is my own palette, so I'm just going to use it direct. You can also use just cotton tips if you didn't have enough spatulas. So I'm just going to use a little bit of the peach, and I'm just going to go here where you can see the sort of shadows under my eyes. And I know it looks a bit too peachy at the moment, but don't forget we've got to go concealer, foundation to go over the top. Okay, so a little bit goes a long way, and probably what I would do is I would apply it with the brush to start with, and then I always use my fingers just to really blend it in. It blends so much better with your fingers. A brush is nice and fine just to get it right up there, but your fingers is what blends it and warms it into the skin. Okay, so that's the peach. Now, if you're using the peach, you need to use a little bit of the medium or the light on top, so it's still not going to look too orangey. So you can see that you only need a little bit, and actually that comes out quite bright. Well, it's looking like this on my demo anyway. Just sing it out if you've got any questions. Okay, so I'm just putting the light on top of the peach just so that it doesn't look too orange there. And I'm just blending it in with my fingers. Remember to go into the corners of your eye, because that is where you get a lot of shadow, right in that area there. So rather than putting eyeshadow in there, you can just use your light concealer into that part, and that really does make a big difference to your eye. With the medium, I'm just going to go around the corners of the nose. Often you get a bit of redness around there, especially if you've maybe had a little bit of a cold. So just blending it in around there. And I often get a little bit of a dent in there, so I'm just going to put a bit of the light right in there to bring it forward. And I'm going to use the other colours once I've put my foundation on. So you can conceal either underneath your foundation or on top. I like to do underneath the eyes and around these sort of areas underneath my foundation. And then on top, I would rather use it where I can see any blemishes or any areas that just need a little bit more attention. Okay, that's better. Now for the colours of these, I am nude. So this one here. So just give it a bit of a shake. Now it does come with a brush, a special brush, as part of the promotion. It's an unusual brush. It's a little bit like a blusher brush, but it's a little bit shorter and more dense. So I tend to normally use my fingers, but I will demonstrate with the brush tonight just because that's what it comes with. So you know your clients will want to see how that works. Sorry about the messy here. Okay, applying a little bit of foundation onto the back of my hand. I love this foundation. And I'm just brushing it on, always starting from the center of your face and working outwards. Can anyone else tell me if they've been using this foundation?
I just wanted to ask Kath, what's your skin type?
Dry.
Dry, and you can use that foundation?
Yeah, I'm finding it good, but I did speak to like Linda at the conference. She's got very dry skin and she can't use it. She finds it doesn't suit her skin type so well. But I think if you've got a dry skin, if you use DD cream underneath, that really helps. But even if I don't use it, I'm finding it's still fine for my skin type. So what skin type do you have, Laura?
I've got normal to dry, but I couldn't use the old mattifying one.
No, I didn't really like that one either, but this one's quite different.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Has anyone else been using this one? No? Okay, so just blending it out. Another point to note is that this does not have an SPF in it. So it's a really good one for photos. If you know you're going to have lots of photos taken. So Caitlin's saying, what, you used it on Saturday night? When we went to Pink. Good. How was Pink? I read a really amazing review on that. My sister was there too, down in Dunedin. Okay. So that's just blended out. It is actually quite a nice brush to use, this one. Might try using it a bit more often. Okay, and this is where you sometimes want to go back with your concealer. So if you were wanting to highlight with it, so you would take the lightest colour, which is this one. The middle one is the lightest one. And you could just use it down the centre of your nose just to make a little bit of a lighter. Now, this is just all about contouring, and what that does is if you had a particularly wide nose, which I don't really have, it would just make your nose appear more narrow, especially if you put the slightly darker colour more down the sides here. And when we're saying to do this, we're saying be subtle, you know, you don't want stripes down your nose. But if you've got a particular problem, this is the solution. With the darker one, probably better to use your fingers for this. If you had quite a double chin under here, then you can just put a little bit of the dark concealer around your jawline and it will just define it a little bit. No one wants the KK look. No, we don't. That's gone. Kim Kardashian look is gone. So just be very subtle and put it around. Don't want to look like also that you've got a tide mark for your foundation. So it's very subtle. That's why I think fingers are best. You can use it here for contouring. So just see where I've put that there. And then you would just blend it up. So you can see where I've just contoured there. Hopefully you can see that on there. Once again, I don't want to be a Kardashian, so that's what, make sure you blend. And then with the light, you can go on top and highlight your cheekbones up there. Okay, so this is all little tips for contouring. And as I said, it's all on the back of the palette where to put it. You can see that little diagram there. If you've got quite a wide forehead, then you can use the dark around the corners here. Just make sure you're blending it too so it doesn't look like you've just dyed your hair and that you've got colour sitting on your yeah. Okay, a little bit in here, contouring, and then just blending upwards. So just creating more of a defined cheekbone there. I think I prefer to highlight than I do to contour. I think I'd rather just add the highlight on the top there. Also, just underneath the brow bone, you can just put a little bit under there. So it's a matter of just playing. So just remember, light brings forward and dark takes back. So like if you wanted this to come forward, you'd put a little bit of light there. If I had a big chin sticking out there, then I would probably put a little bit of darker on there so that it receded the chin. So it's just a matter of just playing and blending really well so it's nice and soft. If you wanted to go back over the eye area, then you could just dot the medium shade over the eye area here just till you get the right colour. You can also do it over the eyelids too if you do have a little bit of colour on your eyelids. But you'd have to powder first before you applied your eyeshadow if you to put this on your eyelid because it is quite creamy. So just pop a little bit of powder on after that. Okay, it's a beautiful palette to use. I do recommend everybody has one of these in their kit and one for themselves at home as well. I mean, like you could take it down your neck. It's just so easy to use. So we're saying, would a primer help everything stay put? Yes, a primer does help everything stay put. If you put that on first, especially face primer, you know, the white one, because that absorbs any extra oil from the skin, whereas a DD cream is really putting more moisture on and sort of making more of a moist base to your foundation. Any more questions? No? You want to know how to conceal now?
I just wanted to ask Kath, does that creamy texture of those formulas, does it move your foundation around at all?
No, not really. No, I think because the text, well, these two particularly go well together. I find that they're both quite creamy, so they're more blend together as opposed to move.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, and you can just keep, and it's a bit hard for me to see on a computer screen how much I've actually got on. So I won't add any more on, but if you do it in proper daylight, you'll be able to see exactly how much you've put on there. But it's just a beautiful creamy concealer, and just having everything in the one palette. I mean, you might not always need to use the green, but if you get a really bad pimple, you can actually mix the green with a little bit of the natural colour and put it directly onto the pimple, and the green will take away the redness from the pimple, and the concealer part will just blend it into skin tone colour. So you don't have to put them on separately. You could just mix the two and put them on together. It's just a palette that everyone needs to have, really. And it will last for ages. These colours will last you forever, one of these palettes. You know, you won't go through it every 5 minutes. I don't think you go through one colour particularly more than the other quickly, but I think it will last a long time. Yeah, anything else? Any more questions? I know that you've probably all seen the foundations by now. We do have a chart here for contouring. If anyone wants me to email them this chart, it just gives a little thing about where, you know, the contouring highlighting is. But as I said, it is on the back of the palette anyway. But this is quite a good chart that was given to us at conference. But I can email that to anybody who wants that. And just a little bit about the foundation and the ingredients. Because it's an anti-aging foundation, it's got hyaluronic acid in it. So the hyaluronic acid is what attracts moisture to the skin. So it's not really as matte, Laura, as what our other one was. So although matte went, this isn't really a matte foundation. Although it's oil-free, it's not particularly too matte looking. That's what I think I like about it. It's sort of still got that moist, dewy look about it. And the dewy look is very big at the moment with foundations. It's also got green bean extract in there for wrinkles, and it's got vitamin E with the antioxidant in there. So really very good ingredients. So a lot of our foundations are sort of border on skincare items as well. So yeah. So